Happy July. Hope you're enjoying summer. So let's look at the month ahead and see what July has in store. Off to a strong start. Have you felt it? We are in Cancer season. And on the 1st, the sun moved into gate 39. Gate 39 is in the root center. So that pressure, it's called the gate of provocation, but provocation is the shadow, right? Provoking, being provoked. I've seen this play out in FIFA World Cup. If you are watching soccer, there was a bit of this, especially in the Paraguay France game that was it on Friday or Saturday? That game was. And Paraguay was just provoking. They were frustrated, right? They weren't winning. But throughout the game, France really was in the gift of dynamism, dynamicism. It's so hard to say that word. Dynamism, right? They were dynamic. They were using all the different ways that they could to score, to win, and they were not giving in to the shadow of provocation. Every time that Paraguay provoked them, nudged them, right? It was a physical game. They're just laughing it off. They are smiling. They are not giving in because the highest vibration of this gate is liberation, right? I think it's so cool that we had the 4th of July, right? Here in America, Independence Day, 250th celebration of America's freedom, of America's liberation, right? That happened in this gate. So hopefully you have been feeling that, feeling liberated, tapping into your freedom, gratitude, right? Gratitude to have the freedom that we do, to not be provoked, to not fall into your not self theme, and staying dynamic, right? Because Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I'm recording this on the 6th here. Tomorrow, we move into a different root gate. A few of these are, well, really just these are in the root. So, Tuesday, right after this holiday weekend, we have the gate of beginnings, this root gate reaching up to the sacral. This is the gate of beginnings, of starting new things. The gift here is expansion. So, what can you really feel into? Be expanded by. The highest vibration is superabundance. The shadow is immaturity. So, this is a time, especially in Cancer season, right, where your emotions may take hold and you may fall into feeling, being, acting, behaving immaturely. So, how can you tap into expansion? What can you start? What can you get started? On this day, the 7th as well, Neptune stations retrograde. So, at the end of June, Mercury went retrograde, right? We started July, but the end of June with that full moon in Capricorn that really kicked off some new things. So make sure to check to see what house Capricorn is in your astrology chart, because that's where you may be feeling this in addition to Cancer, right? Cancer is opposite Capricorn. So my Cancer is my 3rd house, Capricorn is my 9th house, right? Yeah. So Mercury went retrograde in Cancer. So there's going to be a lot happening in Cancer. Tomorrow, Neptune goes retrograde. So Neptune is in Aries. So that Aries, right? We had a lot of this back when in Aries season, and when Neptune and Saturn entered Aries, they were conjunct in Aries. There has been a lot of Aries energy. So checking that house in your astrology chart. For me, Aries is my 12th house. So there's just a lot going on there. And as we are entering retrograde season, a lot of the outer planets will be stationing retrograde this month. So a lot of reviewing. It can also be helpful to look again at your astrology chart to see if there were any of the planets when you were born in your natal chart that were retrograde, because you may actually be empowered during those retrograde seasons. You may handle it really well. You might be like, wow, this is really easy because you were born in a retrograde. If not, I'm not. The only planet retrograde in my chart is Chiron. So when everything else goes retrograde, I tend to feel it. It's a time to pause, review, renew, reevaluate, reassess. Literally every single word that starts with RE is involved in retrograde season, which is the majority of this month. So, what have you been wanting to start? What do you feel expansive into your signature theme to begin this week? And then on the 9th, Venus moves into Virgo. So your love may be a bit more organized. So the energies are kind of on our side. While they're a mess elsewhere, and who knows, how they'll affect the collective and the world, we're tuning into ourselves, right? And our businesses too. So then on the 12th, we shift into gate 62. Gate 62 is in the throat, reaching up to the ajna. This is all about details. It's really about precision. So, what have you been liberated to? What are you starting? What precision, detailed action can you take? So, remember, we are still in Cancer season. Do not let your emotions rule everything. That feels a little counterintuitive for us emotional authorities, because it's like, but wait, we are moved by our emotions. We take action. It is our authority. Yes, but it's a big but here. We don't need to be impulsive, right? Because we feel it in the moment, we don't take action. We pause. We wait for the clarity, and then we take action. So if you are like honing in on the details, yet you're a quad right, and you're an emotional authority, and this just landed for you, acting on your emotions is completely out of alignment, is going to bring you into your not self theme. So, gate 62, we are watching out for the shadow of intellect. This is not a time to be impulsive, right? It's kind of the time to notice, what is my mind saying, but what is my body saying? Do I have the body clarity to move forward? So, then that brings us to the new moon, this new moon in Cancer happening at 21 degrees, July 14th, early that morning on Eastern time. It'll be 5:43 a.m. on Tuesday morning. And the theme of this new moon, the question here is, when my emotional body speaks, I listen with grace. So not so much a question as a mantra. When my emotional body speaks, I listen with grace, right? That was just what I was saying about gate 62, because this new moon is happening in gate 62. So there's going to be a lot of other planetary astrological things happening this month. So if you want to know more of that, go follow your favorite astrologer, and they will be talking about it. If you have questions, if you need an astrologer recommendation, let me know. And I have a few that I will recommend depending on who you are and what you're looking for. So this new moon energy brings us to the switch into gate 56. This gate is also in the ajna. Stimulation. It is about storytelling. It reaches up to gate 11 of ideas, but 56 is really about communicating those ideas. It's about enrichment. The shadow here is distraction. So do not be distracted by whatever stimulates you, by the details that are still lingering from this new moon. Really seeing what is enriching your life. What can you share that can enrich others' lives? Because the essence here, the city, is intoxication. Like, what is just so intoxicating? And chances are, especially if you're a 3-line, it's going to be about yourself. Talk about yourself. What is so intoxicating that you need to share? right? Here's another typo. This is actually the 19th. So this weekend, again, if you're following FIFA World Cup, it commences on this weekend. This is a big weekend, energetically, as well as, yes, in soccer football world. Um, but yeah, what is going to be so intoxicating and aligned to move you out of Cancer season? Because on the 22nd, we move into Leo season, right? So Cancer is ruled by the moon. It is very motherly, it is nurturing, it is very internal, introspective. Leo is ruled by the sun. It is very outward. It is very, look at me, right? The sun shining. We just want to shine. So I love Leo season. So yeah, how can you work with that energy? What stories can you tell and shine with that are just so intoxicating that bring you into gate 31 of influence? This is all about leadership. Again, another throat gate. So we're moving from the root to the throat. This is all throat activation for the rest of the month. Gate 31, the shadow is arrogance. So watch how you're talking, right? You've been telling these stories, but are you telling stories about yourself in a selfish way, not in a here's what I learned, here's what I experienced way? Are you being arrogant or are you leading through humility? The city here, the highest vibration is humility. So are you being humble or are you being arrogant? So checking in with that, especially because the day before Mercury goes direct. Now, yes, Mercury goes direct. We're out of retrograde, but not really, because the shadow usually is about 10 days. So really, I've been saying Mercury will be retrograde all of July because we have to move out of that shadow. And sometimes the shadows can be worse than retrograde itself. So we're in Leo. Mercury still is in that Cancer energy, but goes direct here so that we can talk a bit more smoothly, right? So, really knowing that you're here to speak leadership. I know this gate well. It is my conscious earth. So, it is what grounds me. And I've really had to make sure to watch what I say, especially with an undefined throat, of am I speaking just to speak? Is this arrogance here? Or am I speaking intentionally in a grounded way that leads others, that I am embodying the essence of humility, right? So that's going to take us till the end of July, kind of. The 26th, Saturn goes retrograde, also in Aries, right? So there's more of this fiery revisiting energy, right? Neptune is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde. So there's going to be some big shifts. So again, consult your astrology chart to see how that is going to affect you. Then that brings us to the full moon. So this full moon in Aquarius. Now, I'll talk more about this for August, but the nodes are shifting. So Aquarius moons are going to be a bit more in the spotlight. This is not an eclipse, but eclipse season is happening in August, right? The next new moon or the next full moon will be, let me check, will be start kicking off eclipse season. Yep, that new moon in Leo will be a total solar eclipse. The full moon in Pisces afterwards at the end of August will be a partial lunar eclipse. So this is the last moon before eclipse season. So tap into it, utilize it, release. The motto here for this full moon in Aquarius is I release limiting beliefs. I am open to revolutionary ideas. That's why Aquarius is really in the forefront. So check your Aquarius energy, see what's there. Mine is very potent with my Sun, Mercury, and MC in that 10th house of Aquarius. So releasing what is not serving you intellectually. Aquarius is the humanitarian, it is the forward thinker, it is technology, it is innovation. So what limiting beliefs are holding you back from all of this beginning, everything that you've been working through in July in Cancer season. Time to release that. And then retreat. So the end of July, this is why I take off all month. And this last weekend is when I used to go off grid into the wilderness for 5 days because this is the energy, right? We have this full moon, release it, let it go. And then gate 33 on the other side of the throat, reaching down to the G center. So 2 gates away from 31 is the gate of retreat. Retreat. Take a vacation. Take this whole weekend off. You'll thank me later if you can, right? This is a blessing. This is what I create, that freedom and flexibility in my schedule, because we need mindfulness. Meditate at the end of July. Don't let that Mercury retrograde shadow get the better of you. Do not forget. Shadow is forgetting here. It's really about revelation. This is the gate of the listener as well. So really just be mindful, be listening, be taking it all in. If you are a projector, see what you see. Acknowledge, honor, accept, allow that your penetrating aura is noticing everything. So if you're not a projector, you may not be used to this. So being mindful here, right? Okay, so the alignment era, drop your questions into Telegram. Let us know your goals for this month, whatever they are, right? My goal is to just be, I am taking time away. I am just wanting to tap back into my own energy. That is my goal for this month and every single July. I am working with my transit activations. I was a generator at the end of June. I am going to be a generator again for this week because this is creating new channels for me that are defining new centers. So this is the work that we do inside the alignment era. So if you have any questions about that, that is what the Telegram is for. We will not be having live calls July and August to honor our slow summer seasons while I am doing what I'm doing here. Mistral is traveling the world. She's sailing in the Caribbean. She's going to Australia to be with family. So just honor your season here. And we are here to help you understand what this means for you personally and your business. So if you're not in the alignment era, info will be in the description. And we hope to see you in the group, especially for our live calls come September when we pick back up. So we will talk to you soon. Don't forget to tap into your environment to live in your signature theme because it is all possible.